Happy Friday. Brian Manning here with the weekly update. Let's get right to it. I was thinking though, before we get to the Friday update today, because I do have some stuff to talk about, I just want to talk really quickly about just practicing compassion, which I know is totally off subject of what I would normally do, but I'll tell you why. And I was thinking about this a lot this week. So I'll give you an example. So our team here is now 7 people deep. Myself, Glenn, Lydia, our production manager, Alan, Alexis, Rachel, myself. So we have a large team here. And the benefit of having a large team is handling volume. And I'm super stoked because March was really probably one of the strongest months that we ever had. But I realized in this process that people on our team, for example, are really struggling and going through some tough times as well, as probably like all of us are, and I'm sure you are and you're experiencing. So I just keep thinking about practicing compassion. I bring this up because I'll give you an example. 2 people on our team, to be specific without naming them. So one of them, her husband is in the service, serving overseas. So she's home now. She has 2 young babies, like 1 and 2 years old, and is still here every single day getting our files to closing, which is really unbelievable and just blows me away. And I know that that's just a really hard job, and I know that she's dealing with stressful people, and I just think of always the practicing compassion, because what we don't see people always struggling with behind the scenes could really be a struggle for them. Another person on our team, has 2 babies, and daycare is now closed. Her and her husband both working from home, with also like a 1 and a 2-year-old or a 1 and a 3-year-old. So same thing, people trying to work from home right now, stressed about what's going on in the world, and having their family stuff to work through as well. And I just keep thinking in my mind, practicing compassion, because I think that people are really struggling right now, and it's really all of our jobs to just kind of take a deep breath and take a step back, and just kind of have a lot of respect for what each and individual person is going through right now, because it's some rough stuff. Okay, Friday update. Let's talk about what's going on. So there's been all kinds of details of what's happening in the markets. I'm just going to give you like a quick overview of what's happening. So mortgage rates right now for conventional type loans are holding steady. They're just at all-time lows, locking people at just amazing interest rates this week on the conventional side for purchases and refinance business. What's really interesting to see though, so let's use Boulder County for example, is you have a high balance conforming loan, so that's any loan in the conventional range above $510,400. Well, and what the Federal Reserve is doing right now in their stimulus package and in their purchasing of mortgage-backed securities, even though a high balance loan is technically a conventional loan, the Federal Reserve is not buying high balance mortgages. So because of that, there's a very large loss of appetite on the investor side for the purchasing of these mortgage-backed securities, and we've seen interest rates on these high balance loans rise significantly. So that's one challenge we're seeing. Hopefully over time, I know that the MBA Association's president has been in touch with the Federal Reserve, and they're trying to convince the Federal Reserve to add these into the pool of the mortgage-backed securities that they are purchasing. But that certainly has led to temporary higher rates on the conforming high balance side. Second news of the week is really in the jumbo market. So Wells Fargo bails on jumbo mortgage lending. When Janet Yellen was in the president of the Federal Reserve, based on their business practices, Janet Yellen basically slapped them on the wrist and gave them a maximum lending amount that they cannot exceed. And Wells Fargo is basically pushing up to that maximum lending amount. And what they had to do was turn off their correspondent jumbo lending, which is really a shame, because that really provided some of the absolute best interest rates in the marketplace for jumbo lenders. And I don't know when they're going to turn that back on. I don't know what they're doing, but it certainly does have a ripple effect and an impact for jumbo lending for all of us across the United States. Then we have Chase, for example, who is probably number 2 in there for jumbo lending, and Chase's volume has become so high for us that what we've seen is they have artificially and purposefully raised their interest rates to slow volume so that they don't want to get any of the jumbo volume as well. And certainly Chase doesn't have the ability to pick up where Wells Fargo dropped off and really removing themselves from the jumbo market. So we really have a struggle from a loss of and a change of 2 of the top jumbo lenders in the nation right now that we as correspondents would sell servicing to. So we've seen a very large impact there for jumbo lending as well. So there is still jumbo lending available. It's just a little bit more restrictive right now, slightly higher interest rates right now. Probably over time, this, like the high balance conforming stuff, is going to work itself out. But in the near term, we are definitely seeing an impact of the loss of really great jumbo 30-year fixed rate mortgage options that are out there through correspondent channels and companies like ours. Let's see what else. I'm available all weekend. It's definitely supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow, and then I can't believe we're going to get snow on Sunday, but I will be around. If you have any questions, let me know. Give me a call on my cell phone, text me, whatever works for you is good for me. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great day.